Did you either of you guys read The Flash that came out last week?
I did.
I really liked it.
It was cool.
I thought it was a great. It surprised me at first, and it really took me on a roller coaster ride because coming off of Infinite Crisis, right? We read that Infinite Crisis where it was like the teaser stories to what was going to happen next in all the books, and the one that was sort of interesting to me.
Infinite Frontier.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Infinite Frontier. Yeah. The one that was interesting was the Flash one, because it was like, okay, Wally's going to be the Flash, and Barry's going to go off and explore the frontier, and I'm like, okay, I'm sort of interested to read that, and then you pick up this issue, and it's like Wally is retiring. I was like, wait a second, what? And so I was almost like pissed off at first, but then I realized like, oh, this is a classic, like Silver Age sort of like we gotcha kind of story. You know what I mean? Like, and Wally, you know, he says he's going to retire, and then he gets thrown back in time because he's on him and Barry go on, you know, their last race together. Wally's going to basically the setup is Wally wants to retire. He's done. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Barry can be the Flash, and Wally wants to give up his Speed Force. So they're going to go on one last race together, Barry and Wally. And of course, things go crazy. Something weird happens with the Speed Force, and they're separated, and Wally's thrown back in time, and to like the prehistoric era. And there's like dinosaurs, and there's a Speed Force Velociraptor that chases him around, and it's so fun and awesome.
Like Caveman Flash.
Yeah, there's a caveman. He's Caveman Flash, and in the meantime, Barry is, you know, working with his friends using science to try and figure out what happened to Wally and how to get him back. And I'm like, this is fucking Flash. This is a Flash book. This is what I wanted. This is what I've been wanting out of a Flash book for so long. And but like I said, at first they really got me because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They just told us that Wally was going to be the Flash, and now they've already changed their mind. And they're going back from that. But it was this, even like the image, the first page you open it up and it's like, you know, Wally holding his head is like, I quit, and it took me a minute to realize it was this classic sort of comic book thing. And I'm like, that's so cool. Yeah, they absolutely got me. And I loved it. And I hope that this book goes on. It's like, and I wrote a short review for Top of the Stack that you can read on Patreon about it. But one of the things that was like, what's the point of having infinite universes if you're not going to have infinite multiple Flashes running around, you know, in time and different, and so it was so fun and such a classic sort of comic book, and it felt so much like an homage to the Silver Age Flash stuff, that I loved it. And I'm like, I don't care who's the Flash. I keep them both, you know, if it's this good, you know, do whatever you want with them. I really enjoyed that issue. But I was interested to know what you felt, because I know, you know, obviously you're our Flash resident Flash.
Yeah, I liked it better than I didn't like the Future State Flash stories that much. It had like a cool hook to it, you know, of Barry using the Rogue's weapons to try and stop like a Wally who's out of control.
Right.
But it was sort of like, you know, in the end it was like the lack of hope was the enemy. And it was just like, all right, whatever. But this was, you know, much more fun and very quick paced and jumping around very quickly. And it still had like nice character moments as well of like, you know, Green Arrow not exactly being super understanding of what Wally's going through, and, you know, sort of being a dick in sort of classic Green Arrow fashion. But also just, you know, anytime you can have Barry Allen like casually mention that he contacted President Superman from to get help from one of the, you know, other Earths. It's always a good thing, you know, whenever you can just it's not even a major part. It's just like, oh yeah, of course, President Superman. He'll ask him for advice on how to find Wally in time. So I dug it. I thought it was cool.
I don't know. Jeremy Adams is the writer who wrote this issue. I don't know anything really about him, but he must be a Flash fan. I mean, there's no way that you. He's a screenwriter, and he's written on Teen Titans Go and Teen Titans. He wrote Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans and Monkey Kid. So he's done a bunch of animated stuff for DC. That explains why it was fun some. But okay, so that's who Jeremy Adams is. Well, I
all right, let's do it. And then in the end, you have a cool reference to an entirely different sort of Flash type, right. Like he's in the future. It's very like, yeah.
They threw in a lot for Flash fans, and I thought it was all pretty good, pretty well done. So that was my top of the stack.
And Wally is like, he's quantum leaping.
Yeah, right. Well, I just love
quantum leap. Yeah,
that he was just like, okay, let's get. I can't even remember now who all he got to help. It was
we'll get President Superman. We'll get Mr. Terrific. We'll get
Mr. Terrific, and it's just like and like using science to try and figure out what happened to Wally. They're triangulating through the Speed Force and sort of crazy Speed Force science talk, and it's just like, yes, that should be part of a Flash comic book almost every time. I think I don't know if you can possibly do that, but it should.